Mr. Vasim Pradhan. He is a sales and marketing professional with 14 years of experience in the crushing and screening industry. Over the past 14 years, he has been associated with some of the best MNCs in the industry in several capacities to expand their businesses in India and in the international markets. Presently, he heads the sales and marketing division at Ashar India for both domestic as well as international markets. Today, Mr. Vasim will talk about technological advancements in the screening solutions. So, delegates, let's welcome Mr. Vasim Pradhan.
I'll begin by introducing our company first. Ashar Locker is a MNC, which is a joint venture between the Ashar Group, that's the Indian counterpart, and the Australians Locker Group Pty, and it's a group holding company of Wellmont International. We have almost 6 decades of experience into different type of screenings. So we supply all kinds of screening meshes to be required in different kind of materials all over the world. Today, I'm going to speak about some technological advancements into the screening solutions. And I'm not sharing any presentation because I believe that most of the people who are attending the session know about crushing and screening. So I'll just go through it. Traditionally, India has been a place where screens have been used for generations now. And the basic part was that they all being used as the traditional wire mesh, or what we hear in most of the places to be called as jali. So as easier it sounds, it's one of the most complicated things in the industry. Since I've seen both the crusher part as well as screen part, along with working for the screening media, now I can differentiate very easily what these parameters are. And let me begin that screens are one of the most important component of any crushing circuit. And it is also the most ignored part of, I would say, any crushing and screening circuit. So it is very important that you have the right kind of screens for your crushing and screening plant in order to make sure that you are delivering the right kind of product to the right kind of industries. Like Suraj mentioned specifically about the river sand and the manufactured sands, but we cater not only the sand market, but also iron ore screening, coal, gold, we supply into diamond screenings and all kind of other minerals. And each kind of mineral requires different kind of screening media. And to make sure that the customer has the right kind of screening media, we go through the audit of the complete plant. We study the complete flow sheet, and then we suggest what kind of media is to be used. In India, in India or in anywhere else in the world, if you buy a screen, predominantly it's been fitted with wire mesh screening media. So any OEM is going to supply you only the normal wire mesh screening media, since the premium screening media are very expensive. And so that's where when we step in, we make sure that the customer gets the most suitable screening media to achieve maximum efficiency of the plant. So the traditional way of screening was always wire mesh. That's the normal wire mesh, or the jali, what we call those. But as we evolved, this technology has developed massively, and now we have differentiations into metallic screening media and non-metallic screening media. So when the material hits the primary screen, it is important that you understand the impact that the material is going to have onto the screening media, since your rock is going to be huge in structure, and when it falls into a normal wire mesh, it tends to break the wire mesh or wear it off much faster. But with the help of technology today, we have raw materials that could last up to 6 to 8 months or even more than a year for that. And those are special rubber screens that we use. And we recommend all our customers to use those rubber screens into the primary screening application, wherein the rubber not only takes the impact, but it also reduces the noise pollution, and it keeps dust generation into a record. So because when a stone or when a rock hits the metal, it tends to generate more dust. And today, where we are making sure that all the crushing and equipment circuits are environment friendly and we are not generating more dust. So in order to make sure that we do that rightly, these rubber screens help you a lot. All right. These are expensive as compared to normal wire meshes, but they have a very good wear life. They also have a downside to it, that the percentage of open area reduces comparatively. But since it's a primary screen and your material is going to be recirculated through either jaw, cone, or VSI, it's not going to affect the efficiency of the plant that much. And then as we move ahead towards the circuit, we tend to give the metallic screening medias, wherein we understand that the impact is not going to be that heavy as compared to the primary screen. And the customer need not invest huge amount of money into fitting these meshes. So the normal screening mesh, the wire media, is being recommended. And then we come to the final screening, or the finer part, wherein if you're working for sand manufacturer, or if you want the right kind of gradation, then we have special anti-clogging screens. So Locker Group Australia was the first one in the world to develop these anti-clogging screens. And over the years, we have perfected the product. And today, in India, a lot of other manufacturers have also started coming up with these kinds of anti-clogging meshes. In anti-clogging meshes, the good part is that all the wires are separate and they are not interconnected with each other. Hence, it reduces the tendency of clogging the deck. So the name itself suggests it's an anti-clogging deck. It does not clog. It gives you the right precise cut. And I would specifically mention M sand and P sand here, because since my partner Suraj just gave an explanation about the sand market. So when we first came up with this product, it was targeted towards the mining segment, considering the return on investments are much quicker in mining as compared to the sand and aggregate market. But today, I can proudly say that 90% of our customers are using anti-clogging screening mesh throughout the year, and not just in monsoon, where earlier, they used to use the anti-clogging mesh to run the plants during rainy seasons. So yes, anti-clogging screens are a big boon to us, and we are thankful for technology that these screens are today available to us in India at competitive market rates. And we are able to not just screen precisely, but also reduce the wearing of a crusher. And I'll explain to this how. Because if you, in screening, there are two parameters, that's the oversize and undersize, and vice versa, undersize and oversize. So if you have either of it, your material is going to be recirculated again back into the crusher for crushing. So you're going to increase the load on the crusher. Hence, by increasing not just the operational cost of the crusher, but also the wear and tear of the crusher, and the fuel charges that you'll be running the plant for that long. So if you have a good anti-clogging mesh, it makes sure that you don't just get the precise product, but it also reduces the recirculation load on your crushers. So I believe that for this generation, this has been the biggest technological advancement that has come through screening solutions. And as we are going forward, we see more and more improvements are being made into this segment, anti-clogging segment, because it not just has one kind of mesh, but it is now becoming a subcategory wherein a different kind of anti-clogging meshes are being invented almost every year for every application. Like I'll give you an example where there's a flaky material, like let's say granite screening, or some rock bed wherein the deposits are very flaky. So we have a similar kind of polypiano meshes into the anti-clogging category. So this was all about the anti-clogging. I'll move to the wet screening part now, which comprises mostly polyurethane meshes. These polyurethane meshes are used into dewatering or classification circuits. As Suraj showed you some of his plants for sand washing, so those kind of plants use the normal PU modular screens. There you cannot use a metallic screen because you'll be introducing a lot of water and the separations are very finer. So it starts from 0.3 mm in our case, and it ranges up to 15 mm or 12 mm in some cases that we do. Not just that, as you move towards the washery segment, you also have a combination of polyurethane modular as well as a combination of wedge wire. It's a hybrid kind of a screen wherein you have metallic inserts surrounded with polyurethane frames. Then going forward, we also deal in the flip-flop screens, which are used in power plants or mostly into very critical screening. These flip-flop screens are huge in length and it does not have any frame inside it. It's just polyurethane, pure polyurethane shaped into a screen. And we supply these kinds of meshes to all our customers mostly into coal segment. Again, as technology is progressing, we make sure that our R&D team comes up with new products every year to make sure that the efficiency is of the crushing and screening circuit increases, at the same time reducing the operational cost. We believe that with the right kind of screening media used at the screens, our customers could save enormous amount of money. And that money is not just through the quality of screening media, but also through the downtime times that you're going to save. So if your material is failing regularly, you need to change it. And to change it, you need to stop the complete plant. That affects your cost of operations. So if you have a good quality screening media, you make sure that such downtimes have been reduced. And the maintenance for these screening media is minimal. In the beginning of my presentation, when I said that screen is the most critical part of the circuit, and the major reason was that into the entire crushing and screening circuit, this is an equipment that vibrates at a very high frequency, and this is being run almost 24/7. So if the frequency of the equipment is so high, any small incident can lead to a big accident. Like I'll give you an example. There have been cases wherein just a small nut has come out of a moving, a vibrating screen, and it has led to someone being critically injured or even dead. So it is such a critical equipment, and unfortunately, it's the most ignored equipment into the entire circuit. But as technology is progressing, many OEMs have started coming with monitoring systems for the crushing and equipment circuits, which not only improves the efficiency of the plant, but it also improves the safety of your crushing and screening circuit. The third point that I would like to make in technological advancement into screening solutions is safety of the people who are operating the plant. In majority of cases in India that we observe, our most local manufacturers tend to use scrap material to manufacture wires, or so these kind of materials are not suitable for high intensity machines, vibrating bodies, and when these meshes break, it leads to severe accidents. And that is one of the biggest agenda that we have is that we need to train our customers to make sure that they are using a good quality product, and it's not just for the improvement of the efficiency but also to improve the safety of their people who are running the plant. Safety is a very important parameter which unfortunately is being ignored in our country, but most customers are taking it seriously now. And as we educate the customers more and more, it brings an awareness of safety culture among themselves. There's one more thing. When I mentioned about the polyurethane panels, most manufacturers in India tend to use a chemical named mocha in manufacturing of this polyurethane meshes. And this is done specifically to reduce the cost of manufacturing, but it is a very carcacious element. So it is the major factor for cancer in such equipment. So it not just affects the people who are manufacturing those panels, but also when you dispose of the panels at your site, since your panels will be exposed to sunlight and everything, it leads to cancerous elements throughout your plant. So it is very important that the customers know that they are not buying something which is going to affect the health and safety of their people at their plant. So with the advancements of technology, now products are available in or manufactured in such a way that they are completely safe for the environment, as well as it does not generate more pollution or any harmful materials are being emitted out of the screening meshes. That's always my effort to make sure that I bring such points onto platforms wherein it reaches to a major part of the audience and they understand what are they buying. It's not just saving cost, but you should also look at the health and safety, environment parameters, everything while you make such decisions. So that's it from my side, and if you have any questions, I'm open for it.